Blog Talk Radio.
You have tuned in to Debt Free Wealth Radio. Trudy Bierman here. Our website is debtfreewealthradio.com. If you're listening in on your mobile phone, on the web, or through iTunes podcast, welcome. Please follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/debtfreewealthradio. I invite you to come on board as we explore all things money that ultimately leads to empowering those who desire debt-free wealth to delete debt, build wealth, and protect family assets through money education, resources, and opportunities. Let me be your guide to debt-free wealth. Now, today's topic is the money trigger, how to make money online. And we're going to look at some social media marketing, including blogging, video, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, affiliate marketing, websites, and more that help entrepreneurs make money online. I was to have one particular guest be on today. He had a conflict in his schedule, so he couldn't be on, but I do have one other gentleman that has promised to be on. We'll see if he manages to get online today, and then I'll tell you who he is if he does. But if anyone wants to call in, the number is 323-417-6775. Now, guys, every month I host a live wallet-free webinar on how you can have debt-free wealth. You can get your questions answered. It's harmless. It's just information, guys, and I'm harmless. So if you join me on those webinars, you can discover how you can have debt-free wealth. Now, if you head on over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/debtfreewealthradio, the registration link for the webinar will be there, and if I don't have one immediately coming up, you'll be on the waiting list for the next available one. So we're going to look at social media marketing today and how you can make money online. Now, if you have a brick-and-mortar business, if you have a home-based business, if you're in a multi-level marketing business, if you've created your own widget, chances are you will see the value in marketing, and in particular in this day and age, you will see the value in marketing online. But I promise you, it is a different experience when you're marketing your business to your local neighbors and they can see your sign and come and walk into your operation than when you're trying to market online. Now, online, the opportunity, the wealth of new business, new money, new clients is just out there. But how do you tap into it? If you put in a search for something, there's going to be millions and millions of options that your client, your perfect client, can look for. So how do we make money online? How do we market ourselves online? Well, there are a host of incredible options, tools that are out there that the person that you and I can use. And I tell you what, I have a local business that I operate locally, and my market is a local market. There is no market for it outside, but I want to tell you that my website presence has still brought me a lot of business because people find my local business online because local people still shop online. And I ask, when I answer the phone, I ask people, how did you hear about me? And I cannot tell you how many people have told me that they found me online. So being online is incredibly important, but how do you get found when there's so many millions of options out there? And this is the big key. It's almost like the holy grail of money online because those that have managed to tap into it have managed to make millions and millions of dollars online. So there's many social media platforms. For example, I think everybody pretty much now knows about Facebook. Marketing on Facebook is a very interesting thing. I'm actually in my 10th week of a 12-week marketing online challenge where I have been learning how to market online, and Facebook has been one of the premium places to make money online. In fact, I went through the whole course and learned how to create specific types of ads. Most people will have a Facebook personal page, but Facebook actually has some limitations on marketing through your personal page, and a lot of people don't know that, and all they realize that they're getting blocked or banned or temporarily suspended, and they're not sure what's going on. But there is a strategy for using Facebook to market your business, because Facebook really was meant for that social interaction of, chatting with your friends. So to do business on Facebook, there is a very specific way that Facebook really allows you to engage, because even a simple thing like even if you're using Facebook to market your business, asking Facebook to even tap into your website outside of a Facebook link sometimes will get your ads rejected. So guys, there really is a very specific way to do things. So social media is definitely a way to go. Facebook is without doubt a key way to go, but it's not just, get your Facebook page and start throwing stuff out there. That's not quite how it works, okay? Now, in addition to Facebook, LinkedIn is another one. LinkedIn, I think, is underused, even for me. LinkedIn is actually a treasure trove, because with LinkedIn, you are getting detailed, way more information. I mean, people are putting their resumes out there. They're telling you who they're connected to and why. They're joining groups and all of that. And so LinkedIn really is a prime ground for marketing your business online and tapping into some money, because a person who has set up a LinkedIn profile is there for the purpose of business. That is not where you're going to find that social chitter-chatter. LinkedIn is a site for business, and using LinkedIn to make money online has its own set of effective strategies as well, and we can get into these a little bit more. Then there's also Pinterest. Pinterest has taken on the social media giants and has actually become a site to reckon with. There are lots of ways to influence your SEO or search engine optimization, but when it comes to Pinterest is almost like window shopping online. People are actually telling you what they like. They're telling you in picture form what they like. And I personally haven't figured out how to tap into Pinterest yet. It's not one of the areas that I don't spend a lot of time there. But the friends that I have, they're literally telling you, I like these shoes, I like this dress, I like this. They're telling you their style. They're telling you the types of things that they like. And if you happen to be in that business, you might be positioning yourself very interestingly on Pinterest. There's also, of course, blogging. Blogging is one of my favorites. Blogging is basically, a website, but it's a specific type of website. And guys, if you're still using the traditional websites, you'll probably find that if you find yourself a blog site like WordPress in particular, you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. Google really likes WordPress, and it just gives you a platform. It looks just like any other website, but because Google really likes WordPress, when you create your website and blog on WordPress, you've just upped your chances. And a lot of people have websites, and it's really just glorified brochures. Anytime you create a website and it remains static, it hasn't changed, Google comes back 6 weeks later, it's the same. 3 months later, it's the same. All you have, guys, is an online brochure. A blog looks like a website, but you are creating content on a regular basis. So that is one of the reasons why Google loves WordPress, because it's a site where you're constantly creating content, you're constantly writing in and putting stuff up there. But what is great about a blog is that you can pull in your video, which is the next one I was going to talk about. You can pull in all your various social media sites and put links right there on WordPress. Now, I do have someone here on the line. Let's see who this is. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, is this David?
This is David.
David, please go ahead and introduce yourself, David, and tell us what it is you do and if you're using social media, and let's go from there.
Okay. Well, hi, Trudy, and hello to your audience. First of all, I really, really, really appreciate the opportunity to share some thoughts. And I'd like to mention how much I'm learning from the information you're putting out on your radio show. My name is David Whitfield. I live in Bolivia, South America. I'm an executive director of a small foundation where we try to bring alternative technologies to people who normally cook with wood and very primitive methods, and it causes disease and lung problems from the particles in the smoke, etc. And I'll tell you, being in Bolivia, it kind of separates you from the rest of the world, but social media is a bridge so that that void doesn't really exist. And thanks to social media, I actually met you through a Money Trigger group that we are a part of on Facebook. And social media has permitted me to really know thousands of people around the world. It's taken the borders away, and we can actually travel from place to place virtually without costing a lot of money and without taking a lot of time. So I think social media is something that is actually irreplaceable now as a way to communicate.
Yes, and you're right. We did meet in that Money Trigger group, which brings me to the next question, because what I was building all of this up to is to get people to the place of exactly what is the money trigger. So you mentioned that, you're doing something with wood and energy. Tell me again, what's the name of your business? How can people get in touch with you? And then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, Trudy, I'm not a full-time internet marketer, but in a sense, I'm a full-time business person. We have a non-profit organization called Cedesol, which is CEDESOL.org, and we're kind of going around the world for the work we're doing, but 2/3 of the world's population cook their food over open fires in very primitive conditions. And actually, the World Health Organization has documented that over 2 million people, mostly women and children, are dying each year as a result of diseases related to breathing the wood smoke while they're cooking the food to live. Kind of cynical, if you ask me. And so we got involved in this about 15 years ago. And we've come a long way, and we've helped a lot of people, but we haven't made money at it. I'm 61 years old. How am I going to take care of my family in the future years? So that's one reason I got involved in internet marketing. It's actually a desperate need, in a sense, to make money online. Now, about 2 years ago, I bought a course from Ron Douglas on writing a book, and we've written a book which we'll be publishing pretty soon, and maybe later on in a different edition I can talk about that. The book is called Soul Food, Food for the Soul, Cooked with the Sun. And so we work with solar cookers, and we work with them through biomass stoves. But in 15 years of working in the rural Bolivia area, which you can imagine to be quite rustic, we have a lot of adventure stories. So our cookbook is, instead of being a normal cookbook, we blend the food with sitting around adventure stories. And we hope that this is enjoyable to people. We'll be launching it through the internet soon. It's an e-book. We'll also be having a membership site, and we'll be able to tie people into other books and information. But at the same time, I got so interested, and it just made so much sense to me to try to make money online, that I've been dedicated since around 6 months or so to learn and to try my hand at it. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I think there's nothing I can't do if I do it in an orderly fashion. So, first of all, I tried to do it my way in the beginning, and then I found out that maybe my way is not the best way. And I started learning from people, and one of those persons is Alex Jeffries. And I just have to publicly thank Alex, because he's a tremendous individual. But he embodies the spirit of a true ethical marketer. One reason I say that to you is because although he's dedicated to making money, his goal isn't making money. His goal is empowering people, much like what you're doing with your radio programs, empowering people. And that spoke to my spirit, if I could use that term. And I said, well, wow. So I started listening to some of his teachings. I bought the Money Trigger training, and I got a whole lot more then.
Okay. Are you still there? Ooh, we lost you. We lost you, David. We lost you. Okay, I apologize, guys. David did tell you that he's calling in from Bolivia, and somehow we lost that call just at the point where he was going to tell us about how he started making money online. Now, the money trigger that he referred to, the money trigger is a concept, but it was also the name of a course, and he referred to the course that he bought from Alex Jeffries. Alex Jeffries' course that he calls a money trigger actually started out where he was a student of Rich Saffron, and in his experience with that, of course, you pay thousands of dollars to meet with guys like that. He used to call his what he now calls a money trigger a U-turn, and it really is a concept that of when you really know your audience, and that's really what it boils down to, is that you really get into the mind of your audience. You know who they are. It was something that Rich Saffron had said is the number one skill of an internet marketer would be to get into the mind of your prospects. And that is the number one thing. And Alex latched on to that, and he used to call it his U-turn, but now he calls it the money trigger. And in a nutshell, it's just understanding what it is your customer wants and giving it to them. And he is an advocate of blogging and he literally encourages the startup person to say, I'm just starting out, I'm going to share with you my experience as I go along, and they share openly and honestly all their stumbles along the way, and they in that open honesty of saying, hey, I'm just getting started, but I'm doing my thing, and just journaling their experience, because that's what blogging is all about. It's a journal of sorts. It's a journal on the computer, and just through that honest sharing, you begin to build a following, an audience. And really, guys, this is really what it all comes down to. So all this social media talk, okay, I think I've got David back here. Let me see.
Yeah.
David?
I'm back.
Okay, go ahead, because we lost you there for a minute. Go ahead, David.
Okay, thank you. Well, I was talking away, and I didn't realize that I was online. But thank you, Trudy, for your patience. And there are technical issues when you live outside the country. But one of the things I got from Alex was that if you're not marketing, you're not making money. But it seems an opposite. But the skill of a successful internet marketer is getting into the mind of your prospects. So really, the first thing we should be doing is trying to understand or seeing things through the eyes of someone else. And it's really interesting how, if I could say this, biblical principles could be interjected here, because if we have a golden rule, do to others what you want others to do to you. Zig Ziglar said that if you help enough people, you will get what you want. So I think that's really interesting. And the skill of a successful marketer is getting into the minds of your prospect, understanding the people, finding what their needs are, and then trying to fill those needs instead of trying to sell. And in the process of doing this, you will be selling. The other thing that I've learned, and that I think is very important, is that we must understand that we need to automate our business, but from the concept that it is a business about delivering value. So my business isn't to sell a product. My business is to deliver value to people in such a way that they want to have what I have, or that what I have to offer. So from that point, as Trudy was saying, from that point we focus on the basics of business. Marketing as itself is just a section of business. It's not the business. So Alex has taught us how to set up timelines and how to establish deadlines, and then to be able to run our business on autopilot, and also have other people do our tasks for us. There is no magic bullet. At the beginning of my journey here, I would see a product, and it looks like that is a product I needed. It seems like everything is just out of reach. But if you can get that, then you will have what you want. And guess what? It's not that way. It's false. We call it the shiny object syndrome. But I spent quite a bit of money buying this thing and that thing, and it's difficult for me in Bolivia because I have to find a way to get money into the United States and into my PayPal account or into my bank account from here. And then I would get that, and many times the new shiny thing just sits on my hard drive, and I don't even use it. And I found out, why?
David, we've got 7 minutes, and I've got a bunch of things. Wrap up for me what it is that you want to share, and tell us one more time your website or your book or whatever you want to leave us with, because I've got some other things I do want to say.
Okay, thank you, Julie. I'm sorry. The first thing is your mindset should be building an online business to provide value. So if you get anything out of the show today or my sharing, is it look to build value in your business. You can do that through social media. You can do it through your blog. You can tie these together. Pinterest is a really good way of doing it because most people are biased on there. And you have to have a mindset that you're there to provide value. And really, that's how we interrelate with each other. My book is called Soul Food. I don't have a link to it yet.
Soul Food, David?
SOLFOOD.
SOLFOOD. Okay, got it.
And it's a kind of a takeoff on the word soul is SOUL, but the word sun in Spanish is SOL.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and did you have a website you wanted to share with us?
It's david-whitfield.com. David-Whitfield.com,
and Whitfield is WHITFIELD.
That's correct, Judy. Thank you.
Awesome. David, I do appreciate you being on with me today, and I do thank you for your time. And guys, if you're ever over in Bolivia, try and check him out, and also look up his book. It's going to be coming out soon, and it's david-whitfield.com. And David just shared with us how here it is. He was an entrepreneur all the way over in Bolivia, and he recognized that social media marketing was definitely the way to go, and he tapped into what is now fondly known as the money trigger, which is basically, in a nutshell, understanding the mind of your client and providing what they're looking for, not trying to fit square peg in a round hole, but offering value to those you seek to serve. And when you offer this value, people will value you and value what you have to offer, and that's going to help to set you apart. And when we're talking about marketing online, that's so important because, like I was saying, there's millions and millions and millions of options to you. So therefore, when you want Google to come and offer you up on page 1 or 2, you have got to be giving Google the kinds of things that it is looking for. And that's where all this social media really comes together. In addition to the money trigger, like David said, I'm in the group with him. I really, that's how we got together. But I am also in this workshop, and guys, if you're interested, definitely contact me on that. But it basically pulled everything together. So when you make a video, for example, and guys, don't ignore video. It is so important. You make a video. You write your blog. You put the video in the blog. You now have the video pointing to the blog. You have the blog pointing to the video. And when they come to either one, they're tied together. So you almost have like 3 points right there. And then within the blog, you're offering value. You're not throwing up a website and saying, shop here, buy now. You are offering value, and you're basically answering a question, a challenge that your customer has, positioning yourself as not only offering a solution, but the solution. And that at some point in time is when people will exchange money for what you have to offer, because if I don't know you, I may not do business with you, and I certainly have options of millions of others to do business with. So when it comes to making money online and using the social media platforms to introduce yourself to people, and you really want to be on all the social media platforms. I didn't even mention Twitter. Okay, there's a whole bunch of them, guys. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, there's so many of them out there. StumbleUpon. There's even more that but those are the really big ones. Pinterest. When you are out there, and you've got to be out there. You've got to be out there if you want to make money online, and you want to be online because it will still supplement even your local business. But when you're online, you've got to set yourself apart. You cannot just throw up that website and say, come here, shop now. You've got to offer value. You've got to show people that you understand what their issues are, respond to those issues through valuable content, and that will draw Google and your audience to you and to your stuff. And when you deliver this value, you position yourself as a solution to their problems, and that is when they exchange money with you. It does not happen in a 1, 2, 3 step boom. Sometimes it may take many, many, many more contacts with your target audience, but the base of it all is you've got to know who it is you're trying to market to, what it is that they need, how is it you can provide the solution and serve the exact thing that they're looking for, and that, guys, is when you're going to make that money online. There's a whole lot more I did need to tell you today. I appreciate David coming on and sharing with us. So let me just wrap up. Next week, we're going to be talking with entrepreneur Tom Sputtick, and he is going to be helping us put you in your marketing. He is going to offer up the brand creation blueprint. So online marketing entrepreneur Tom Sputtick has studied with the greats and paid big money to do so. He brings their genius with his creativity honed through his college-level art education training to offer consulting and his latest product, the brand creation, to you. So thank you for joining us this week on Debt Free Wealth Radio. Trudy Behrman here. I look forward to having you on next week or on one of my Debt Free Wealth Radio, Debt Free Wealth webinars. Discover how you can have debt-free wealth. So remember to like us on Facebook, and that's how you're going to keep updated with everything that's coming your way and bonuses and all that stuff. So thank you for joining with me today. Trudy Behrman here of Debt Free Wealth Radio. Thanks. Bye.